Morning, everybody. This is Brandon from Malibu Moments again. I just wanted to take you along today to kind of walk you through what we're doing to prepare for this tropical storm, Hilary. I believe she's a Category 2 right now down in Baja. And as she gets closer northwest, some of that cold water that we have off of the coast of California, as well as a jet stream downtrend, is going to push her more towards the east and kind of start to defuel her, because as a lot of you probably know, hurricanes do feed off of warmer water, and off of the coast of California we do have quite cool water. It's the kind of a updraft from the deep seas that we have off the coast, so that will hopefully keep her calmer, but she is going to bring a lot of rain, which is in the forecast. We are on the coast right behind Malibu, and we do live in a very hilly space, and so we did have a landslide this last winter, so I do want to do some prep. I did just plant some trees, so I need to stake those down, and I thought I'd just bring you guys along as to what I'm doing to prepare for torrential rain that we're supposed to get. Forecast is saying 2 to 3 inches, which is way more than Southern California is used to, especially during the month of August. So I'm going to do some staking, creating some dams along this big hill that ends at our driveway, and then some staking of the sapling trees that I just planted. So if you look behind me, this hillside right here, I already put swales up there, but they're pretty much at their tippy top. So the swales are those straw tubes that you kind of see on the side of the freeway when they're doing construction. It basically keeps the soil back if it ever starts to run, since there's no vegetation. So we don't have a lot of vegetation up here yet, and so this is at a risk for sliding again. We do have a water tank up there that we want to keep the foundation intact. We don't want any of that under foundation dirt washing away. So I'm going to put little pieces of wood, basically leftovers from our construction project, and I've got some stakes. Here's the wood here. I'm just basically using what I can, what we have left over. Oh, there's a bee right behind us. That's nice. So basically, these are just 2x4s that they use to build our steps. And then I've got some stakes here just from Home Depot. These are 18-inch stakes. And I'm just going to take a hammer. I'm going to drive them in. I'm going to see how far I can go, but I'll probably just use 2 for now. 3 is probably better, but I don't know if I have enough. Basically just trying to get some stability up there. So, all right, guys. So we've actually got sunny skies currently. This is north, but if you kind of turn over this way, the storm's coming from the south. So you can see the cloud cover that's starting to form. It should hit us around noon tomorrow, but the cloud cover is supposed to roll in the next few hours. Okay guys, so I just finished. I used what I had as far as the boards go. So I have to just finish this one down here. I'll show you here. So I just have this one board left, but you can see all the way up. I just made these little steps. So as the water comes down, it'll kind of, the boards will catch. There's actually a lot of debris up there when we did the land clearance. So a lot of those shrubs and weeds and stuff will actually fill in like the little openings underneath the boards, and they're essentially dams. So it'll start to break the water flow. It'll give the water time to actually seep into the soil instead of just creating a really fast, high velocity waterfall. Okay guys, so as I'm speaking, the clouds are rolling in. Actually rolling in kind of fast. So the last thing that I wanted to show you guys is with this storm, we might get some pretty strong winds. And since I just planted some little trees over here, these Australian willows, some of them have pretty good caliper stems, but the root ball itself doesn't have enough time to really reach into the soil yet. So they could literally just throw them over. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do. So you can go and get these stakes that are actually made for trees. I don't like them. So the reason I don't like them is because when the soil gets wet, there's not a lot of friction on here. I mean, they have all the surface area right here to create that friction. But this last winter, these literally, with a gust of wind, got pulled out of the soil. So what I do like to do is just old school stakes. So drive these in. If your tree is up like this, I point them away, pointing away from your trunk. That way it's kind of like, it's got some leverage to pull back if the wind is, tugging that way. So it's actually stronger. If the tree is like this, stake this one on this side, this one on this side, and then I'm just going to use a nylon rope. I don't know what thickness this is, but you can get it at any hardware store. It usually comes in like a spool, and then you just cut it. Nylon's really good because it doesn't fray easy. If you guys use that jute twine, maybe I don't know, when the UV hits it, it starts to break down because it is a natural fiber. And I have done a few and it snaps pretty easy. So I'll show you how to do this. Oh, and I forgot one thing. So if you do have a soft twine like this, you can temporarily wrap this around the trunk of the tree, but it is gonna possibly damage your bark. So if you have the opportunity to get tree ties, there are these metal pieces with like a rubber protectant on them. You wrap the rubber around the tree and then you twist this like a twist tie, and then you tie your string around that. And that way this is stronger, and it also protects the trunk of the tree. This you can keep on for however long you need to stake your trees for. So the tree is here. My stake is here. It's pointed away from the tree to add support and strength. Now we're gonna put the tree tie on. So you wanna go, especially if it has a support stake already, it's good to use that. So I'm gonna go around some of these branches. You can see that. And then I need both hands for this, so apologize. We're just gonna twist them like this. Twist tie. And just make sure that it's not rubbing on anything. You don't want the metal rubbing on anything. So if you can manipulate it a little bit, that'd be good. So yeah, there we go. And then I like to go starting up here. I don't know if you guys can do a sailor knot. I'm just doing an old elementary school shoe tying knot, whatever that's called. And I do it a few times. Knotted. So just make sure that's nice and tight. And then you're gonna follow this down. So the thing is, you don't want to pull your tree. You just want to you want it to be a little loose, so when there is wind, it doesn't go too far. By giving the tree a little bit of movement, it actually strengthens the tree trunk. It's kind of like working out. It rips muscle fibers and then it adds strength. So you don't want this super tight. You just want to give it support. If it happens to, lean 30 degrees or so, you don't want it to lean too much. You just want it to kind of give back and forth. So whatever that is for your tree. All right. So I tied it. I will cut the remainder. But do you see how it's not super tight? It's just loose enough. So if there is wind and it pushes the tree over, then this becomes tight and it holds it in place. So you're allowed to have this move. You actually want it to move, okay? So that's kind of what it looks like. We get most of our wind coming this way, kind of through these hills and up our driveway. So as you can see, well, now it's making a liar out of me. So I might have to do two sides then. I'll prioritize this side and then I'll do the other side. So that's kind of what we're doing just to prep for this storm. I'm just gonna go do the rest of the trees. And if I see any other steep slopes, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did up here on those slopes, just to control any kind of watershed if there is in fact a lot of water. So everybody stay safe, and until next time, we'll see you later.